everyone. Wow, what a couple of weeks it's been. I know everyone is probably feeling exactly like I am. When I set out to do my budget in March, I had no idea what April was going to look like. So, thankfully, my husband and I's income has not changed yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and plan for April with what we know is coming for April. But of course, like everyone else, there are going to be changes somewhere, and we will just roll with it as those changes come in. But it makes no sense for us to try to anticipate changes in income or changes, extra money that we're going to have to spend or whatever until it actually happens. So I'm just going to plan it like regular, and then I will be keeping my budget up to date. I do it every week, and I will just make sure that I'm very diligent with that, so we know the changes as they come in. But I just needed some springtime encouragement, so that is why I went with this design this month for April. I wanted to try to do something purple to match the Erin Condren color scheme, but purple is like my least favorite color, so I didn't find anything that I liked. But I really liked this, and it made me happy. Reminded me of like bluebird eggs, like springtime. So here we go. There is the budget. Here is the sinking funds, debt snowball, weekly checkup, transaction log, variable income, and then we have washi strip A, washi strip B, washi strip C, and washi strip D. Was quite pleased with the way that it turned out, and probably like a lot of you, I am gaining a lot of comfort from doing my crafty type things and being in my planners and stuff. It just gives me a sense of peace, and I know that a lot of you probably feel the same way. So even though I don't have anywhere to go or anything to do, I've still been in my planners because it makes me happy. So here we go. Now that purple does show through there. Anytime you have like a lighter pattern, the color underneath will show through a little bit. It does not bother me at all, but if it does bother you, you could white that out or put another strip of something down beforehand, but it really does not bother me at all. So I usually just leave it, and I can still look at the pretty washi and not be bothered. All right, so I usually leave Jason's salary a little bit extra just in case. And then the expenses come next. And I know everyone else is in the same boat, but I literally had to lock the door to my office where I'm filming this because my family will interrupt me and break in because everyone is home and trying to keep themselves occupied. Okay, we have that all set up, and so now I'm going to write in everything that we need to. All right, here we go. Get you a little closer. All right, we have Jason's income. You know what? It is always better to draw the lines first. That way I don't write where I'm not supposed to. Hope you are all doing well. We are doing well here. Getting a little stir crazy, but for sure counting our blessings. We are safe. We have food. We have a nice warm house to sleep in at night. And so really trying to dwell on the positives. But the mind game is real. For sure. Okay, then I like to have an extra category just in case Jason does something extra. So we have our tithe of $5.18. We have our investment. This is just an extra investment that doesn't come automatically out of Jason's check. All our other investments come off the top before we even get the paycheck, but this is an extra one. We have our auto transfer, which goes directly into car savings of $323. We have our mortgage, $1,667.10. We have our phones. This is where I always forget. This is why I love my erasable pen. I like to put what paycheck I pay this on. It's just helpful. The auto transfer comes out on the 15th and 30th, so it catches each of the paychecks, so I leave that one alone. The investment comes out on the second paycheck. And then the tithe obviously is both. Phones come out on the first. Spectrum is our cable and internet. That comes out on the second. 170.11 is our phones. Spectrum is 134.42. Consumers is our electricity, which comes out on the first. And it always freaks me out when it's like an even number, but it's exactly that, which always weirds me out for some reason. DTE is our natural gas, and that comes out on the second. And then this one, I always have to put last month's amount because that bill has not posted yet, so I don't know. So I always have to make adjustments whenever that comes out. Let's see, our trash service is a sinking fund. We have our auto gas, which is $450, which, by the way, I will say, Jason and I are very grateful that we have followed Dave Ramsey's plan for the last 13 years now, because we do have our emergency fund in place. We are not stressed out about finances like I know so many families are right now, and my heart really goes out to them. And if I could just encourage anyone, it would be get your finances in order right now. Start wherever you're at and give yourself the peace of mind, so that when another emergency happens, because it will, because it's life, you will be better prepared this time. But I will say our auto gas, we have spent only half of that for March because obviously we're not going anywhere, but we have spent extra money eating out, actually getting takeout, because we're trying to do our part to keep our little small restaurants in town going. So twice a week we have been ordering takeout, and so what we didn't spend in gas, we will just put in food, and then it will even out for us for the month. So that's just kind of what we're doing, and I know that everyone else will be making similar adjustments to their budgets as they go along, because this month has not looked like anyone anticipated it to. Let's see, car tags are a sinking fund, oil changes is a sinking fund, and of course we have our food, which I was going to try to do a pantry challenge in April because we were going to be gone for spring break, but of course we canceled those plans. So I'm going to do the full amount because we are over in food for March. You know, just not being able to shop regularly like I would, type of thing. And I've already spent some of April's. It's the tail end of March here, and I've already spent some of April's because I don't anticipate going back to the store for another 3 to 4 weeks. So that should be plenty for us, but I'm not doing a pantry challenge. It just doesn't seem wise right now. So miscellaneous this is always a weird number because it's just whatever's left over. 8603. The doctor is a sinking fund. And then we have piano lessons. That hasn't changed, and thankfully Jericho's able to do his piano lessons virtually. So, and we would have still paid his piano teacher even if that hadn't been able to be possible, because our budget has not changed and we just want to do our part to help everyone out. But thankfully he's able to get lessons over FaceTime or Zoom, so that's been fun for him to be able to keep that. So we have Netflix. Oops. $15.99. We have our Compassion Child, who we sponsor, for $38. And this is a graphic subscription for $9.99. And then the rest are sinking funds. So this is what our budget looks like. Hasn't really changed a whole lot from last month, but like I said, we are going to keep a close eye on it and we will make adjustments as we see fit. Then, let's see, I think I'm gonna set up my variable income and my transaction log, and then we will be set for my regular budget. And then I like to do my sinking funds on a separate budget because there's a lot of math. There's a lot of math involved, which takes me a while. All right, the variable income is my stuff. This is all my Etsy stuff. This is my Plexus stuff. So I like to leave myself, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I like to leave myself 4 because I do sometimes just have various streams of income that I work with. All right, now I like to start my transaction log right under this to give myself the most amount of room possible, just like that. Alright, here we go, and I just have to decide, I'm going to use this one down at the bottom here. And I will use one of my extra washi strips here, and I probably will use just use this one. Here we go. Okay. Then I'm going to use this one down here. Alright, now I just have to draw the lines. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have always liked stuff to be... When I was in college, I went to college for photography, which I still love to this day, even though I don't get to do it as much as I would like to. But I almost changed my major to graphic design because I have always loved good graphic design, and came real close to changing it, but I always say that computers hate me because I do have a lot of technical difficulties with computers, and I am not smart enough to figure out what's wrong. So I got frustrated very easily, and that is the only thing that kept me from changing my major. But I have always loved pretty paper. I've always loved good design. And so doing stuff like this, making my budget this way, just really makes me happy. It's very pleasing to me to make things that look put together and look pretty. And it really is just a creative outlet for me while being very practical to be able to keep our budget this way. So there you have it. I will list my income sources right here, and then I use this kind of as our check register for our secondary checking account. Lots of my business transactions come out of here. And then later on I will do my weekly check-in and my sinking funds here. And then we have our our April budget right there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Everything that I used will be linked down below. Hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you're staying well. And I hope that you're still able to continue budgeting through this uncertain time. I know, even if it's bad news, it's always good to have it down on paper so that you have a plan. Hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.